Have you ever caught your cat staring at you with that penetrating gaze and felt like they were seeing straight through to your soul? Not just observing you, but reading you, understanding something about your inner world that you yourself might not even recognize? Maybe it's the way they appear at your side during your darkest moments, or how they seem to sense emotional shifts before you're consciously aware of them. We often celebrate cats as independent companions, mysterious and aloof. But what if your cat is actually serving as a profound psychological mirror, reflecting back the hidden depths of your unconscious mind? What if the breed you're drawn to, the way your cat behaves around you, even their seemingly random appearances in your life, are all revealing fundamental aspects of your psyche that are seeking integration and wholeness? What if your feline companion isn't just sharing your space, but actively participating in your journey towards psychological individuation? Today, we're exploring this enigmatic connection through the revolutionary lens of Carl Jung, the Swiss psychiatrist who unveiled the hidden architecture of the human psyche. Jung saw cats as more than animals. He understood them as archetypal messengers, living symbols that emerge from the collective unconscious to guide us toward deeper self-understanding. This isn't just about cat behavior or pet psychology. This is about recognizing your cat as a guardian of your shadow, a channel for your repressed intuition, and a living embodiment of the mysterious forces that shape your inner world. Are you ready to discover what your feline friend has been silently revealing about the depths of your own soul? Jung discovered that within our collective unconscious lie ancient patterns called archetypes, universal energies that have guided human consciousness since the beginning of time. The wise sage, the nurturing mother, the trickster, the shadow. Cats, with their 9,000-year history alongside humans, don't just trigger these archetypal energies, they embody them in their most primal, unfiltered form. But here's what makes cats unique among companion animals. They represent what Jung called the guardian of thresholds, beings that exist between worlds, between the conscious and unconscious, between the domesticated and the wild, between the seen and the unseen. Consider the person drawn to Siamese cats, vocal, demanding, intensely social creatures that refuse to be ignored. What archetype does the Siamese represent? The inner voice that demands to be heard, the aspect of your psyche that refuses to remain silent or invisible. People attracted to Siamese cats often carry within themselves a deep need to express their authentic voice, to be witnessed and understood, even when that voice feels inconvenient or demanding. I remember a client, Elena, a quiet librarian who lived alone with her chatty Siamese Cleopatra. Elena described herself as someone who never made waves, who preferred to blend into the background. But Cleopatra was impossible to ignore, vocal, attention-seeking, dramatically expressive. Through our work together, Elena realized that Cleopatra was embodying her own suppressed need for attention and expression. The cat was living out Elena's shadow, the part of her that longed to be seen, heard, and acknowledged. Or consider those drawn to Maine Coons, gentle giants with their flowing coats and patient demeanor. The Maine Coon embodies the archetype of the wise elder, the gentle guardian, who observes with compassion but intervenes only when necessary. Maine Coon owners often find themselves serving as the stable, nurturing presence in their families or friend groups, sometimes to their own detriment. Then there are those who rescue feral cats or choose cats with difficult histories. What drives this choice? Often it's the wounded healer archetype, someone who recognizes trauma because they've lived it and who finds profound meaning in the patient work of earning trust and facilitating healing. But perhaps no archetypal role is more significant than the cat as guardian of the shadow. That repository of everything we've deemed unacceptable about ourselves, including our undeveloped potentials and repressed authentic nature. Jung believed that cats serve as living manifestations of our shadow because they embody qualities our civilized selves often suppress. Independence that borders on selfishness, the ability to be ruthlessly self-serving, the capacity to withdraw and disappear when overwhelmed, the fierce protection of personal boundaries. Take Marcus, a people pleaser who exhausted himself trying to meet everyone's needs. His cat, Shadow, aptly named, would disappear for hours when the house got too chaotic, emerging only when peace returned. Initially, Marcus found this behavior frustrating. Shadow is so selfish, he'd complain. Through Jungian analysis, Marcus began to see that Shadow was modeling something crucial: the ability to withdraw and protect one's energy, to say no without guilt, to prioritize self-care over others' expectation. Shadow wasn't selfish. He was demonstrating healthy boundaries that Marcus's psyche desperately needed to learn. The cat was acting out Marcus's undeveloped capacity for self-preservation and authentic self-care. Sometimes our cats embody shadow aspects through behaviors we find most challenging. The cat who becomes aggressive when cornered might be expressing the owner's own suppressed anger or fierce protective instincts. The cat who marks territory could be manifesting the owner's need to establish clearer boundaries in relationships. This brings us to Jung's crucial concept of projection. We unconsciously attribute our internal states to our cats, seeing in them what we cannot acknowledge in ourselves. The owner who constantly worries their cat is depressed or anxious might be projecting their own emotional state. The person who describes their cat as aloof or unloving might be struggling with their own capacity for intimacy and vulnerability. But cats also serve as channels for what Jung called our intuitive function, our capacity to perceive beyond the rational, logical mind. While humans often live trapped in mental loops of analysis and worry, cats exist in a state of pure present moment awareness, connected to subtle energies and invisible currents that our conscious minds typically miss. Have you ever noticed your cat staring intently at an empty corner, their fur standing on end at something you can't see? Jung would suggest they're not hallucinating. They're perceiving something on the level of psychic energy. Something your rational mind filters out, but your unconscious recognizes. Sarah, a successful attorney, noticed that her cat Oliver would consistently avoid her home office during particularly stressful work periods, but would seek her out immediately after difficult phone calls, as if sensing her emotional depletion. Oliver wasn't responding to visible cues. He was reading energy, sensing the invisible emotional atmosphere that Sarah's conscious mind was too busy to acknowledge. Cats become our intuitive teachers, showing us how to trust subtle impressions, how to respond to energy rather than just words, how to honor the wisdom that exists below the threshold of rational thought. The healing power of cats operates on multiple levels, most obviously through their purr, that mysterious vibration that occurs at frequencies scientifically proven to promote bone healing and reduce stress. But Jung understood the purr as something deeper, a healing frequency that works on the level of the psyche itself. When a cat chooses to curl up with you during illness or emotional distress, their purr becomes more than comfort. It becomes what Jung might call psychic medicine. The rhythmic vibration doesn't just soothe the nervous system. It helps reintegrate fragmented aspects of the self, creating a sense of wholeness and inner harmony. Jung believed that certain repetitive sounds, chanting, drumming, even mechanical rhythms, could serve as bridges between conscious and unconscious states. The cat's purr operates similarly, creating a meditative frequency that allows deeper healing and integration to occur. Consider how different your cat's behavior might be serving your individuation process, Jung's term for becoming a whole, integrated person. The aloof cat might be teaching you about healthy detachment and self-sufficiency. The affectionate lap cat could be helping you access your capacity for receiving love and comfort. The playful hunter might be connecting you to your own predatory instincts and focused determination. Your cat's nocturnal nature also serves symbolic purposes. While you sleep and your conscious defenses are down, your cat remains alert, guardian of the liminal spaces where consciousness meets the unconscious. They literally stand watch over your most vulnerable states, serving as protectors of your psychological boundaries. The next time you observe your cat, ask yourself, what shadow aspect might my cat be embodying that I need to integrate? How does my cat demonstrate qualities I've disowned in myself? Independence, boundary setting, the ability to rest without guilt. What does my cat sense about my emotional state that I'm not consciously aware of? How might their behavior be reflecting my own need for attention, space, healing, or authentic expression? When does my cat seek me out? And what might this reveal about my own cycles of availability and withdrawal? What is my cat teaching me about presence, intuition, and the wisdom of simply being rather than constantly doing? Your cat isn't just a pet sharing your space. They're a profound psychological ally, a living symbol emerging from your unconscious to guide you toward greater wholeness and self-understanding. They embody aspects of your psyche that are seeking integration, your need for independence, your intuitive wisdom, your capacity for healing and being healed. In their mysterious presence, their selective affection, and their uncanny ability to appear exactly when needed, cats serve as bridges between your conscious everyday world and the deeper mysteries of your unconscious mind. They remind us that wholeness includes not just our socially acceptable qualities, but also our need for solitude, our fierce protective instincts, our capacity to withdraw and regenerate, and our ability to love on our own terms rather than according to others' expectations. Pay attention to the subtle teachings your feline companion offers. In their independence, they model authentic self-care. In their selectiveness, they demonstrate the importance of boundaries. In their mysterious appearances and disappearances, they teach us about the rhythms of engagement and solitude that true individuation requires. What hidden aspects of yourself is your cat revealing? What shadow qualities are they helping you integrate? Share your insights in the comments below. Your story might illuminate something profound for another cat lover on their own journey of self-discovery. If this exploration opened new perspectives on your feline relationship, give this video a like, share it with fellow cat enthusiasts, and subscribe for more deep dives into the hidden psychology of our most meaningful animal relationships. Thank you for joining me in this journey into the mysterious realm of feline psychology. May your relationship with your cat continue to serve as a bridge to deeper self-understanding and psychological wholeness.